This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Today is primary election day in Wisconsin. President Biden and Donald Trump have already clinched their party's nominations. There are two constitutional amendments on the ballot today. One question asks about banning private donations for election operations. The other seeks to define who can work on elections. The polls are open until 8 tonight. Donald Trump campaigns in Green Bay today, weather permitting, his first stop in Wisconsin since clinching the Republican nomination for president. Spokesperson Caroline Levitt tells WISN-TV's Upfront election integrity is a priority.
We have a great new partnership now with the Republican National Committee, great leadership there that will be focusing on election integrity. It's an incredibly important issue.
Democratic Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez says Trump has failed working families and women.
Donald Trump has proudly bragged that he was the one who got rid of Roe versus Wade, and he's calling for punishing women who have an abortion.
President Biden campaigns in Madison Monday. Northeast Wisconsin is getting socked with a big spring snowstorm. Parts of eastern Wisconsin can expect anywhere from 8 inches to up to 2 feet of snow the further north you go. Wind gusts are hitting up to 50 miles an hour. Driving gets more difficult the later it gets. People with travel plans should watch conditions closely. Employees at the universities of Wisconsin will soon get parental leave. Eligible employees will get 6 weeks of paid time off after a child is born or adopted. The Board of Regents will review the policies Thursday. Full-time employees who've been on the job at least 6 consecutive months would be eligible starting July 1st. About 95% of many non-organic fruits, vegetables, and leafy greens contain detectable levels of pesticides. That's according to the 2024 Dirty Dozen Shopper's Guide. Experts say labels don't always tell the whole story.
Even if the amount of pesticides are within legal limits on these produce, it doesn't mean it's safe for everyone, particularly susceptible populations like children.
Dr. Alexa Friedman is with the Environmental Working Group. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The polls are open. The spring and presidential primary is underway, with polling stations opened until 8 o'clock tonight. You must be in line by 8 o'clock if you want to vote. To find your polling location and to see a sample ballot or to get other polling information, visit the website myvote.wi.gov. You can register in person today if you haven't done so already. You'll need to show proof of residence document, which must contain your name and your current residential address. Examples include a bank statement, a recent electric bill, or a current invalid Wisconsin driver's license or state ID card. You will need to bring a photo ID to your polling place. There are 2 constitutional amendments and several local races of interest throughout the Green Bay and Oshkosh area on the ballots today. Winter Storm Cora will make an impact on area roads. A large, slow-moving storm is expected to impact the Fox Valley today. Forecasters are saying it will start moving through this afternoon with a mix of rain and snow, turning to all snow tonight with very strong winds and snow moving in with gusting winds up to 55 miles per hour on Wednesday. The Fox Cities area could see as much as 6 inches of snow over the next couple days. Upcoming snow and blustery winds aren't the only things that will impact traffic in Green Bay today. Former President Donald Trump visits the Hyatt Regency in downtown. He's scheduled to speak at 5 p.m. North Adams Street, north of Main Street, and Elm Street west of Madison will be closed off from through traffic for the rally. The following voting stations may also see increased traffic congestion today: the Green Bay Water Utility on South Adams, the Green Bay Labor Temple on Elizabeth, Bay Beach Wildlife Sanctuary, and First Presbyterian on Ashland. Representative John Mako, the Republican from Ledgeview, announced Monday that he will not seek re-election to the Wisconsin State Assembly's 88th District. Mako said that he's looking forward to spending time with his wife and family. Mako was first elected to the seat in 2015. His term ends January 2025. The Assembly's 88th District contains parts of Green Bay, Alloway, and De Pere. A University of Wisconsin Oshkosh professor of English as a second language is recognized for his commitment to teaching and dedication to students. Donald Hones is one of the recipients of the 32nd Annual Teaching Excellence Awards by the University of Wisconsin System Board of Regents. The board will honor Hones and 2 other recipients at its meeting April 5th. Each honoree is awarded $7,500. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WGBW News.
Badgers lose at home. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. College basketball, the Wisconsin women's basketball team losing to St. Louis in the Kohl Center 65-60, ending their season. It was a rough night for the Badgers, first losing one of their top players, Sarah Williams, to an apparent knee injury at the start of the game. Later, Sonia Copeland had to exit just before the half with reportedly a concussion. The Badgers made it to the Grade 8 women's NIT semifinals, their first appearance in the postseason in 13 years. NBA, the Bucks wrap up their road trip tonight in D.C. against the Wizards. Baseball opening day in Milwaukee. The Brewers and the Twins this afternoon. Did sweeping the Mets show how good the Brewers can be?
Yeah, I think you just said it. I think we compete. We go out there, and whether it's in the box or on the mound, we're just competing our butts off and being aggressive and having that mindset plays off of one another. If we see this guy's doing it, then we're going to do it. So I think it's a good start for us.
That's Brewers pitcher Colin Ray. 31-year-old right-hander Jacob Junis gets his first start for the Crew after being signed in February. Junis pitched for the Giants and the Royals before that. Former pitcher, now analyst Tim Dillard, on what he thought of the Brewers' sweep of the Mets in New York over the weekend.
I liked how well-rounded the team was. I love good baseball. I love watching what I think is correct baseball and how you play it. And we saw everything from sac fly to home runs to walks, stolen bases, hitting behind the runners. That right there, taking the extra base at third and just straight up challenged, that kind of stuff. I love the way they played this series. It was the most well-rounded baseball I think I've seen in a long time. And if this is what the Brewers season is going to look like in 2024, it's going to be a fun watch.
With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Fans of Marvin Gaye have some new music to look forward to from the late R&B legend. The BBC reports that lost recordings exist from the time Gaye lived in Belgium with the late musician Charles Dumoulin, whose lawyer says some of the recordings are as good as Sexual Healing, the song, not the act. Sexual Healing was a big hit for Gaye in 1982 off his last studio album. Marvin Gaye died tragically when he was shot by his father during a domestic dispute in 1984. The Wisconsin Film Festival kicks off this Thursday night, April 4th in Madison, and runs through April 11th. The opening night ceremony is at the Barrymore Theater in Madison. The festival offers over 150 films, including documentaries, restored classics, and the best of American independent and world cinema. There is even a category for kids called Big Screens, Little Folks. If you've never been, check it out. Her whole thing is about peaceful solutions. She's not aggressive just to be aggressive. That's what Linda Carter says about the character she helped make famous, Wonder Woman. The 72-year-old Carter spoke about the possibility of Wonder Woman 3, saying she was confused as to why there needs to be an outcry from fans to get the movie made. Carter's version of Wonder Woman turns 50 next month. She played the superhero on TV from 1975 to 1979. Speaking of threes, producer Jerry Bruckheimer gave an update about the status of a potential Top Gun 3. Yahoo News reports that Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, and Glenn Powell will all return for the third installment. Bruckheimer says it's unclear when they can start production due to Tom Cruise's busy schedule, but that Cruise has signed off on a script idea and the script is coming along nicely. Cruise is currently busy filming the sequel to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire cleaned up at the box office over the weekend, raking in $80 million on almost 4,000 screens and $194 million worldwide. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire took second place with almost $16 million. The new Liam Neeson film In the Land of Saints and Sinners underwhelmed at the domestic box office, taking in a little over $1 million on 900 screens. People magazine did cartwheels over Khloe Kardashian and her family's Easter photos. She's one of the Kardashians who is not Kim or Kendall. Kardashian posted photos with her own 2 kids, Tatum and True, and nieces Dream and Chicago. I know what you're thinking. Are those serious names, or are they trying to out-weird the Zappas? When I read People's headline that said Khloe Kardashian shared wholesome family photos, I thought, why would she share pics of someone else's family? But nope, they're actual Kardashians. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
We have some snow on the way later today, tonight, into tomorrow. Snow amounts of 6 or more inches possible, but the big deal will be the wind tonight, tomorrow. Gusts from 40 to 50 miles per hour could create some pretty nasty blowing snow. 37 today, windy, 31 tonight. More blowing snow, 40 tomorrow. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Current temp now 37.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.